Okay, you can do this. Hello? Is anyone there?
You wish to speak?
Oh, shoot! Yes. Hi, Yanis. I wanted to give you an update.
And you are alone? Where is the other, the one with the harsh tone?
Well, Tomer's looking for Winnipeg, so that's part of our end of the deal. Hopefully she'll be back before too long.
And?
Alright, here's the thing. Winnipeg said you could tell us everything about why he took the circuit board and what's going on with him. But I also know that you aren't going to do that if you don't trust us.
Correct.
So I thought I'd tell you everything I can. What's happened with us since takeoff, the issues we've been facing, and how we ended up on Lamarck.
Interpersonal dynamics within your crew, perhaps?
Yeah, I think some of that is pertinent too.
How do I know you will not fall to your human instincts and lie to me?
Oh, is that something you've had problems with in the past?
When one has had many opportunities to interact with humans, one may conclude from those interactions that your kind are greedy for power. Withholding information from an allied party is a simple way to ensure one's power over them.
Well, think about it this way. Winnipeg has had plenty of time to talk to you. I don't know what he said, but you two seem to be pretty close. So if I'm smart, I'll know not to lie about anything from before the crash, at the very least.
And, as we have seen, anything after the crash is liable to fabrication. So, one might appreciate more safeguards all the same. Where's that stupid one who told me everything your Tomer was trying to lie about?
Savannah went with Tomer, actually.
Is there a suitable replacement, then? One who may also be counted on to say things without thinking and make subterfuge more difficult on your end.
Ray, we're out of crayons. I think one of the kids been eating them. Vargas is watching them right now, but it would make things less stressful for me. I mean, the children if...
Actually, Yanis, I've got the perfect person right here. Ashford, come say hi to Yanis.
Oh, you seem like the perfect conversationalist.
Whoa, we have a radio now? Who's Yanis? Oh my god, we should tell everybody.
Not yet. Here, she wants to talk to you. And if she likes what you have to say, we might get out of here sooner instead of later.
What? Okay. I was gonna finish the mandala in the book we had if I could find another yellow.
Worry about your yellow mandala later, Ashford. As for now, you need to tell me what has happened to your mellifera.
Okay. What do you want to know?
Everything.
Crash of the Mellifera by Morgan Lane. Episode 14, Day 29. Research Station.
No way.
Captain, stop running ahead!
I'm not losing them. You'll just have to catch up. I've got line of sight.
The station. It hasn't changed at all.
So, there's always been a tree coming out the window?
Technically, it's an enormous succulent plant with no woody stem, Captain.
And the crater in the door is decoration.
I just meant that those memories are clearly grounded, at least somewhat, in physical reality.
Whatever. I'm more worried about the giant bug in front of it.
Bug is such a widely misused term.
What's it doing?
I'd say it's trying to dig through concrete, which is unlikely to be productive. It would need several nest members working in tandem to make any meaningful progress, especially since it's insistent on carrying Unit 9-146 while...
Wait. Nest members?
Yes, as in, other members of its nest with which it rears young.
So... where are the others? I thought this thing was alone.
I wouldn't be surprised if it didn't actually have a nest, Captain. Remember that the antennae are being underutilized in exploring its surroundings. If its sense of smell is compromised, it may have a difficult time communicating with others of its kind, which in turn could lead to it being ostracized.
Well, keep an eye out. I don't want any of these things sneaking up on us.
Do you think something of that size could sneak up on anyone?
He's surprised us a few times so far.
If you're going to use gendered pronouns for alien wildlife, you should know that she would be more accurate. Lamar...
Shut up and get down.
Let go.
Oh!
She found a door?
The cellar! I forgot about the cellar!
I'm following them in. Either come with me or don't.
I'm coming!
So, the thing about movies with people surviving in the wilds is they never talk about how uncomfortable it is.
Indeed.
I'm not talking about not having beds or whatever either. I mean, it's gross. Being stranded is gross. I feel like I could scrape the oils off my face with my nails. And it's not like you can take a shower or anything like that. You're just stuck in the sun getting hot and sweaty, then letting the sweat dry on you, then realizing you can't shave anywhere. And every time you lay down to sleep, there's grit and sand and dirt. And that's not even talking about going to the bathroom.
Could we please get back on topic?
Well, I mean, she asked about my experiences.
One might recall that the original request was what strange events may have occurred when the captain left camp. Regular bodily functions rarely fall into that category.
I mean, you weren't really specific, and that was something weird I noticed.
Oh boy.
Humans. Then I shall be direct. On that day, did the behavior of your fellow crewmates, specifically this Ray Seneca and Tomer, differ from your standard experience? Do not speak of anything excreted from your body.
Well, Tomer woke me up yelling about something. Ray said she stubbed her toe, but I heard something about a secret girlfriend and gravel. Or grovel, one of those words.
Tomer meant you, Yanis. She was angry because you hung up on us.
She was also angry when the call began. One might conclude that this Tomer is simply an angry person.
Yeah, that tracks. When I saw her on the ship making her rounds, she walked really fast. Like, okay, that doesn't mean anything by itself, but,
What is working with her like, Ray Seneca?
What do you mean?
From one's interactions, one may note that you seem an unlikely team. You take caution in your conversations with unknown entities, while Tomer is brash in attempts to wrest control. One does not need to be a brilliant centerpiece to sense tension.
We work fine together. We're the only leadership these people have, so we have to. I mean, I respect Homer, and I'm sure she respects me back.
you guys do argue a lot.
Do they now?
Yeah, Sierra said she thought they were gonna get divorced, which I didn't get since they aren't married, but then...
High-stress situations often lead to a breakdown in leadership. One has seen it before. Two parties think they each have the best idea for how to proceed. They fail to convince the other that their way will be effective, and communications break down from there.
That hasn't been happening. We're doing fine.
Despite the fact that you argue a lot, as stated?
Ashford isn't present for most of our conversations. What passengers overheard isn't representative of how we interact and run things.
A bold choice to agree when no one is present and argue in public.
Fine, we don't agree about everything. That's not a crime, and Sierra was being dramatic. We've never even raised our voices at each other.
Very well. One may find this satisfactory. Ashford, leave us.
I mean, okay. Did I help at all?
One may say immeasurably. Now leave. I, however, am not that one.
So, is there anything else you need to know, or are you finally ready to tell us what's going on?
One with a long lifespan may consider oneself fortunate if in possession of a long memory.
Yeah?
What has been forgotten as distant history by your kind is as yesterday to such a being. One sees your settlements creep across the galaxies like the mold that devours your bread. One may even meet with new dignitaries as human political powers supplant each other over the centuries, each as petty and self-important as the last. And yet, of these dignitaries, only one may have had the audacity to steal from such a being.
And that was Arthur?
One may like Arthur and his affinity for brute force solutions, but do you think any government would be foolish enough to send him on a diplomatic mission to a foreign power? Of course not. If this theft occurred, it occurred a century before he was even conceived.
Right. Sorry.
The theft in such a situation as suggested would not have immediately been discovered. To the eyes of this being, it would seem that any missing articles were not valuable things in and of themselves. They were small pieces of technology which worked according to one's design. Brilliant, of course, but not so integral as to be above a servant's momentary lapse in organization, or the gentle sweep of a tendril that might send it behind a room's furnishings.
Tendril?
Yes, tendril. Not everyone is human, Ray Seneca.
Got it. Keep going.
In fact, the theft of such things would not be discovered until many of your years had passed, and a ragged creature on an escape pod crashed through one's atmosphere and landed almost at one's tendrils. Ragged, subjected to many indignities, yet still full of the fighting impulse one may have come to cherish.
And that was Arthur.
He could not speak of what had happened. He could not explain. He could not even know that his coming spelled the guilt of his kind. The humans had taken what was not theirs, had deconstructed it, and had perverted its applications in ways I never would have considered. Their fates are sealed.
Okay. They stole something from you, and they did something really bad with it. Can you give me more details about what it is?
One has promised Arthur not to speak on such things without consulting him first.
I won't push it. This is a little confusing. You say Winnipeg came to you, he had the technology that a human stole from you and wouldn't tell you about it, but you guys are allies now? And that's why he sabotaged the ship?
The nuance of the situation could be explained once Arthur is recovered. This is all one can say.
But you didn't want the ship to crash, right?
Needless death is despicable, regardless of whom it may blight. The end goal of removing communications is shrouded in mystery despite one's suspicions.
I'd find that easier to believe if you guys hadn't done it. That was you and Winnipeg. And unless you can tell me anything more about why... it's gonna be really hard to trust you.
You speak of trust, Ray Seneca. Why is it you speak with one while your Tomer is not present?
It's like I told you, she's looking for Winnipeg.
And yet, as a human, your kind may tell one many things, mightn't you?
You said my answers were satisfactory. We aren't going to get anywhere if you keep going back to poke at me about Tomer.
You will not get anywhere, perhaps. One is simply curious as to why she left you behind, and why she trusts you to talk with one alone when in previous conversations Tomer took the lead, yes?
What's your point?
Does she really trust you, Ray Seneca? One is not sure if this is plausible, given what one has seen of your interactions.
Yes, she trusts me.
It may be if one suspects you speak only on behalf of yourself, and without her knowledge. Perhaps you do not even have real authority on the ship.
Shut up. That's not true.
Is it not? One has already established that one does not lie.
No! I talked to Tomer before she left. I made sure she was okay with further communication because we're not getting off this planet unless we're all on the same page. And I'm done playing these games with you.
Oh?
I've answered your questions. Tomer, Sierra, and Ashford have answered your questions. You've given me basically nothing, and how do I know that you're not lying about not lying? If you're going to keep me running in circles, then I'm done. I have better things I can be doing to get us home.
It was stated earlier that, when he crashed, Arthur had one's stolen technology.
That's what you said. He crashed, he had the thing that got stolen, and that was why you decided you should work together, I guess.
Perhaps it would help assuage your doubts if one were to amend that statement. It was not Arthur who had the stolen technology, but it that has him.
Damn it. Where did that thing go? Do you see any stairs or doors or whatever? B?
How long has it been?
I mean, we left the ship 2 days ago.
That isn't what I meant.
Ugh.
It looks like this has been abandoned for decades.
You're the one who knows about the station, not me.
There are unopened boxes of rations here, and one that's been partially depleted. We took turns cooking. And I always hated when it was Charles's turn, because he was worried about contamination and charred everything.
I get that you're having a moment, but can we focus on looking for the big alien that kidnapped Barkeep?
But Harry, she said she pretended he was trying to kill her with it, so waking up the next day felt like a real accomplishment.
B.
Right, yes. Apologies, I can focus.
Uh-huh. So, you remember anything about the building's layout? It's got to connect with the floor upstairs, right?
Yes, let's see. Unless I'm very much mistaken, there should be a cargo elevator with a ladder next to it on your right, behind the turn.
How big an elevator are we talking?
I can't say definitively, just big. Perhaps 2 meters by 2 meters?
All right, stay here for a sec.
What's this? In case of emergency... Captain?
It's no good. It looks like it crawled up through the elevator shaft, but the ladder's gone and there's no way I'm making that climb one-handed. We'll be better off going out how we came in and finding a new point of entry.
Forget about that for now. I found something useful. Look!
The fire alarm?
Ha! Oh, it's not just for fires, Captain Winnipeg.
Ugh, not now, B!
Imagine Imagine yourself working dutifully at your station of choice, collecting samples and updating logs, just as your wonderful employer has requested, when suddenly, catastrophe strikes. Personnel are injured, and structures are compromised by nefarious outside influences. Without alerting your employer, the workflow will grind to a halt.
Get to the point.
But this is the point, Captain. Or rather, the cutting edge of emergency transmission technology several decades ago. Feast your eyes upon the Emergency Video Audio Satellite Relay Unit, or EBSRU.
So it's for shooting off an emergency message to, what, Apis HQ?
Not directly, Captain. If you'll remember, this technology was on the cutting edge at its implementation, which was before the general intra-galaxy communication satellites were established in this sector. The EBSRU single accompanying satellite was designed to transmit a recorded message to our then humble presence on Yosfros, where the storefront's manager would decide on a course of action. If it required assistance from someone higher up the chain, as it were, then the manager would simply wait for the weekly delivery of goods and send a message back with the freighter.
For an emergency?
Ha ha! Captain, Apis hires only the best and the brightest to fulfill its leadership duties, current company notwithstanding.
Hey!
So even a store manager should have all the qualifications necessary to handle emergency situations. Besides, it was much more cost-effective than setting up an actual series of satellites to send messages back to Kepler 8332, which would have only improved response time by approximately 6 days and 5 hours.
Look, I don't actually care about that.
EBSRU, available for purchase on product discontinued.
You finished?
Yes.
Well, you finally got that interactive commercial between us. I've got to go outside and see if there's another way to get to the second floor. See if you can figure out the Evaru or whatever, but don't send anything off yet. I want to make sure Giannis can intercept the signal.
But Apis...
We are not contacting Apis. Don't make me use the command.
Am I permitted to ask as to why, sir?
You know this song and dance. It's classified. It will always be classified. And no matter how much I wish I could tell you any of it, it is classified.
Not by Mr. Apis. He isn't the reason you can't tell me. He's not. You're an organic.
It sounds like you already know the answer to that. Just don't do anything stupid. That's my job.
As you like it, sir.
Need something?
My legs are sore, and I need to stop.
Then sit down. We're at a good point to do a sweep of the area around us anyways. So as long as Amelie doesn't need rest too, we're fine.
How are you still going, Tomer? I thought you were mad with the captain.
I am. Your point?
Oh, I was just wondering why you care so much about what happens to him.
I'm not doing it so I can throw myself at him like you did, if that's where your head's at. I'm married. Rogers, sweep between 9 and 12. I'll do 12 and 3.
Got it.
Ugh, I didn't mean it like that. Gross. You're old enough to be his mother.
Barely. But I agree. Gross.
I mostly meant I don't know how useful this is anyway. It feels like we're running in circles. Amelie isn't a working dog, and if you two aren't even friends anymore, I just don't see what we are getting out of it.
What we're getting out of it, Savannah?
Yeah, like how it's benefiting us.
How about the benefit of we don't have a man's blood on our hands?
Excuse you, but in case you didn't notice, he ran off without telling anyone.
So, you didn't have to come with the search party.
Well, I wasn't going to let you take Amelie Bavarian Cream dancing for victory without me, now was I? I don't have any assurance that you treat her with the respect and dignity she deserves as a purebred...
You care more about the dignity of your dog than the life of a man. Good to know.
And you care more about chasing a runaway captain than about keeping the passengers safe and informed.
Ray is back at the ship taking care of everyone, and I don't even know where to start with the informed thing. Do you want a complete report on what happened with B? Because we don't have answers right now.
I'm more curious about what's happened with you two and the captain.
Are you now?
Whatever happened in that cargo bay was a month ago, and he hasn't resumed his duties. There's no way he's that badly injured, especially now that he's run off.
Believe what you want. It doesn't change anything.
Yes, it does.
What does it change exactly?
Well, it changes how I feel about doing what you say. If he crashed the ship because he's incompetent or something, then I don't see why we should risk our lives trying to find him.
Then go back to the ship.
What? By myself?
You don't want to look for the captain anymore, so find your way back to the ship. No one's stopping you.
I mean, I just meant that I wish there was more transparency between you two and everyone else. That's all.
No, you're just complaining, as usual.
I am not.
We have visual.
What?
We've got eyes on the captain, officer, and on a big bug thing.
Oh, thank God.
Sorry for lying to your face all this time, Sierra. Oh no, that's fine, Tomer. I know you're just wound up because our captain is stupid enough to attempt suicide by giant bug alien.
Let's see, where's the front door? Oh, shit.
Ah, just terminate me already. Why are you carrying me like a child's doll? Yes, doll. You are carrying me like a doll. I do not like it.
The hell?
Wait, did those words mean something to you? That is how I am talking to you, yes. Human words. Nope, no, put me down first. You're fantastic.
Barkeep, you okay?
As well as one in my position may be expected to be, sir.
How should I get you out of there?
Oh, I don't know. A giant pair of tweezers?
This is serious.
Really? I didn't notice.
Just wiggle around in there or something. Try to make space between you and her claw.
Arthur, down!
No, Tomer, it's got Barkeep.
Damn it, what's that thing made of?
Whoa.
Oh, God.
Tomer, behind you!
Ah! The hell are you? Let go!
Oh, it's like a dirt crab! What? Ah!
Rogers! Everyone, watch your feet. They're under the ground.
Arthur,
Sierra!
Aim at the thing with the hole! Not me! Is everything all what happened here?
Something took Tomer and Rogers underground. I'm gonna get them back.
But the Lamarck.
Saved Sierra's ass, yeah. So I don't think she's here to eat us. Take the radio and start heading back to base with Sierra and Barkeep so Ray knows what happened. That's an order.
And leave you here and the research station. Sir, there's so much we could...
I invoke code 8.1 F-77. Take them to the damn ship.
Yes, sir.
I'm not coming back without them, promise.
My blouse is covered in goo. Oh, this
are looking for is hemolymph. Now,
I haven't changed my mind, worker bee, and I doubt you'll be able to drag me back to the ship.
The captain's authority comes from a source that is now suspect. I think I would like to do a bit of research myself before I acquiesce to his suggestion.
Suggestion? You have to take us back. We have to go back now. There's more of those things out here. I could be standing on one.
Oh, that is probable. But I think the best course of action would be to learn more about our subterranean enemies, don't you think? And where better to look for answers than the station where Apis' undertakings began on this planet?
But you can't do that. He gave you an order with the code and everything. And this time it's not even for the customers.
Watch me.
Amelie, here. Come to Mommy.
Do you know your way back to the ship, Mrs. Savannah?
Oh, no.
Then it may be prudent for you to stay with me. Engineer Seneca?
What? Barkeep? Where's Tomer?
Because I have no intention of returning and don't wish you to send someone after me, the coordinates you require are 35.520742, negative 97.473203. Officer Tomer and her associate Officer Rogers have been pulled underground by native wildlife. Winnipeg is attempting to rescue them, and Sierra, Worker Bee, and I are staying at the research station with something Worker Bee calls a Lamarck.
You... what? How? I mean...
I take it you require an explanation.
It'd be nice.
Well, where would you like me to begin?
Crash of the Mellifera is a podcast written and edited by Morgan Lane and co-directed by Morgan Lane and Lucas Martin. This episode featured Morgan Lane as Worker Bee and Ashford, Lucas Martin as Captain Winnipeg and Giannis, Rihanna Orr as Sierra Savannah, Michael Lane as Barkeep, Alexandria Young as Security Officer Tomer, and Amanda Jew as Ray. Our theme was written by Sam Kitch. Credits for other music and sound assets can be found in the episode description. For further information, check out the Mellifera Project page on morganlanewrites.com or follow us on Tumblr at MelliferaCrash. Donations can be sent to our Ko-fi page at ko-fi.com/MorganLaneWrites. Thanks for listening.